Okay.
Only one.
Okay. Well, I'll share the screen. Okay, Denise. Our topic for this lesson is to improve, to learn 10 expressions. Is to learn 10 expressions that maybe you think this expression in Spanish, but you don't know how to say it in English. Okay? You know how to say it in Spanish, but you don't know how to say it in English. Okay? So let's begin. How do you say de ninguna manera in English? Do you know? Your mic is off? No. Okay. De ninguna manera we say by no means. By no means. Okay? You get it, Denise? You get it? By no means? Yeah. Are you there? Can you hear me? Okay, next. How do you say de ninguna manera fue una gran actuación? Él no merecía ganar. In English. Do you know? Dennis, are you there? I will send you a message.
Oh, sorry, I was unmuted.
You was
Um,
muted. Yes. So, la
by no
anterior, by
means.
no means. How do you say de ninguna manera fue una gran actuación?
By no means. It wasn't a great act.
A great performance. Remember, actuación, performance. Él no merecía
Performance.
ganar. Yes, él no merecía.
He didn't deserve to win.
He didn't deserve to win. But focus on this. When you add the word by no means, the structure is in the affirmative. So I was by no means a great performance. It was by no means a great performance, or you can say I was by no means. Okay? Yep. By
Okay.
no means, de ninguna manera. How do you say de ninguna manera estoy listo para aceptar el trabajo? Mm.
I am by
Ah,
no means to accept the job.
I am by no means to accept the job. What is missing? I am by no means re-
Um,
ready
ready.
to accept the job. Okay, I will click in otra vez and then the same example will appear. Okay, that was our first structure. By no means. By no means. Okay, when there is no possibility to do something. A los estudiantes no les
Mhm.
queda de otra opción más que respetar a sus profesores. Do you know how can you say that in English?
Students have no choice
Have no
to
choice
respect
but
their
to,
teachers.
okay, have no choice but to,
Um, but
yes. In the English language, we
have
can
no
say
choice but
option to, okay? You can say, well, the students have no option but to respect their teacher, or the students have no choice but to. You got the point? You got it?
yes, I
For
got it.
example, no me queda de otra más que estudiar. No tengo otra acción más que estudiar. How do you say that in English?
I have no choice but to study.
But to study. Amazing. Okay, that is the second. The first one is by no means, and the next one is to have no choice or
Choice but
option but to.
option.
Yes. Remember, Denise, these expressions are used in the English language like a lot of times, okay, most of the time. If you want to sound like a native, you can use these expressions. Okay? Next. Después del
Okay.
escándalo, Ella no tenía otra opción más que renunciar. Escándalo, you know?
Scandal?
Yes,
After the scandal?
after the scandal, ella
The
no
scandal,
tenía.
she doesn't have choice
Doesn't
but
have?
to quit.
Doesn't have choice? Okay, tell me, no tenía, is in the present or in the past?
Didn't have choice but to.
No, but you have to use no. So you say she had no choice. You see my point here?
Okay.
She had no choice. No es tan común decir she didn't have any choice. Preferimos decir had no choice. Aunque estaría bien, ¿ah? She didn't have any choices. Okay, but this is more common. This is the way that they speak. Okay? We speak like this in this way all the time. It is okay, but we prefer to do that. We prefer to do that. Okay?
To resign, and why do you have to use resign?
Resign.
Resign is
Renunciar. Resign. Renunciar.
quick.
En quit es renunciar también. Pero resign es una renuncia formal a un trabajo. ¿Ok? When you present your letter, cuando presentas tu carta de resignación, this is resigned. Because you quit your job. You quit your job. Resign, una renuncia formal. Ok, you get it? Resigned.
Okay.
Entonces preferimos decir resign que quit, porque es un poquito más formal nada más, pero en realidad es lo mismo. Ok, but to quit or but to resign is the same, but this is more formal. You get it? Great, don't forget.
Yes, I got it.
You got it. Good. Ok, so le voy a dar en otra vez para que nos aparezca luego. ¿Cómo se dice no es sorprendente que? Have you ever heard that expression in English language? It is. No wonder that. It is no wonder that. Okay? Remember the expression. It is no wonder that. So, no es sorprendente que los adolescentes suspendan sus asignaturas. Ellos están siempre en el celular. ¿Cómo se dice no sorprendente qué?
It is no wonder that teenagers fail their subjects.
Their subjects.
They're always on their phone.
They're always on their phone. So, no es sorprendente que it is no wonder that. ¿Ok? Recuerda que suspender algún curso se dice fail. Jalar un examen. ¿Cómo se dice jalar un examen? To fail an exam. Remember that we pronounce like fail. ¿Por qué fail? Porque fail es caer. ¿Ok?
Okay.
Fail their subject. Aquí, subject. Un subject es un curso que tú llevas en la escuela, en la universidad. When you go to the university, when you go to the college, when you go to the school, you have subjects. Okay? Or you can... A course. But a course is not a subject. Recuerda que un curso es lo que llevas, puede ser un curso online de 6 meses, pero esto no lo llevas en donde? In the school. In the school, ¿ok? Y luego tenemos la palabra curse. Y curse means maldición. ¿Ok? You get this part?
Course. That is course.
No, this is
the other course.
Subject. Course. Cares.
Okay.
Yeah.
Curse.
Yes, curse. Curse. Okay, so it is no wonder that this is what I want you to learn. This is what I want you to learn. Okay? It is no wonder that. Next question. De ninguna manera. Do you remember how do you say de ninguna manera?
By no means.
By no means. Do you consider that you learned this expression? No, right? Another one. How do you say de ninguna manera fue una gran actuación, él no merecía ganar?
It uh, it was by no means a great performance. He didn't deserve to win.
Perfect. De ninguna manera estoy listo para aceptar el trabajo.
I am by no means ready to accept the job.
Perfect. Has trabajado demasiado. No es sorprendente que te veas cansado.
You have worked
You have worked
too much.
too much.
It is no wonder that you look tired.
Yes, you have worked too much. It is no wonder that you look tired.
Tired.
Yes,
Tired.
tired. Good. Tired. Genial. Okay, another synonym of no es sorprendente que, o no viene de sorpresa, we say, it comes as no surprise. Okay? Por ejemplo, you know Pepita. Pepita is a liar. Pepita is a liar. So, no me sorprende que ella robe. Because Pepita is a liar. So, no me sorprende que ella robe. ¿Puedes decir, cómo podrías decir? Do you know?
It is no wonder that she steals.
It is no wonder that she steals, or it comes
as no surprise.
as no surprise
She steals.
that she steals.
Also with that.
You can omit. It comes as no surprise she steals. You can omit that part if you want. You can omit it. But if I were you, I would do that. I would use it. Remember, you can include this word when you want to emphasize. It comes as no surprise to me. Okay? It comes as no surprise to me. 1 second, I want to make it like. It comes as no surprise to me. No me sorprende a mí que ella robe. You get it? You get it, Denise? Or do you need more?
Yes, I got it.
Yes, it comes as no surprise.
As no surprise.
To me, or it comes as no surprise that she steals. Okay? No me sorprende.
To us.
To us, no nos sorprende a nosotros. To us, or to you, or to him, no viene de sorpresa para él. You know? You get this part?
Yes.
Otra vez. A los estudiantes no les queda otra opción más que respetar a sus docentes, sus profesores.
Students have no choice but to respect their teachers.
Perfect. The students have no choice. Do you remember that we have another expression that we can replace the word choice? Option. Remember when I explained the pronunciation when we have eo? We pronounce like option. Pretty good. Nice pronunciation, Denise. No hay daño en hacer algo. No hay nada de malo. No hay nada de malo en hacer algo. Do you know that expression?
It doesn't hurt.
There is no harm in doing something. Okay, there is no harm in doing something. For example, imagínate que quieres decir, oye, no hay nada de malo en preguntar. ¿Cómo dirías? No hay nada de malo en preguntar.
There is no harm in doing asking.
No, in asking. Este es un ejemplo que quieres hacer. In asking. Okay. ¿No te ha pasado que, oye, vamos a... No, qué vergüenza. Oye, no hay nada de malo en preguntar, ¿no? There is no harm in asking. Okay, you get this part? There is no
Yes.
harm in. Remember the preposition in. In. There is no harm in. Okay? So, for example, ¿cómo dirías? Ah, a nadie le hago daño durmiendo. There is no harm in. How do you say dormir in English?
Sleeping.
Sleeping, of course. Next. Después del escándalo, ella no tenía otra opción más que renunciar.
After the scandal, she had no option that to resign.
Mm-mm. But to. She had no option or she had no choice but to resign. Okay, because you use the expression that. We never do that. We never use that. Okay, Dennis? Yep.
Okay.
Otra vez. How do you say no es sorprendente que? Two versions. Two versions.
It is no wonder that.
Or or
It is no.
it comes as
Surprise.
it comes as no surprise. It is no wonder that or it comes
It comes no
it comes
surprise
as no surprise. Ok, si quiero decir a mí, ¿cómo diría? ¿Qué preposición uso?
to me.
To me. Okay, so it comes as no surprise to me. It comes as no surprise to me that. Next. Él podría decir que no, pero no hay nada malo en intentarlo. Do you know?
And he could say no, but there is no harm in trying.
Perfect, Denise. Perfect. He might say no, or he could say no, but there is no harm in trying. Good. No es sorprendente que los adolescentes suspendan sus asignaturas. Ellos están siempre en el celular. Do you know?
It is no wonder that teenagers fail their subjects. They are always on their cell phone.
Pretty good. But now I want to say something like, no me sorprende que los adolescentes suspendan sus asignaturas. Ellos están siempre en el celular. Otra forma, it is no wonder that, or, no me sorprende, obviamente a mí, no me sorprende que los adolescentes. How can you do that?
It comes as surprise to me.
As no surprise. It comes as no surprise.
No surprise.
To me, that the
At
students
me.
fail their subjects. Pretty good. De ninguna manera, do you remember?
By no means.
By no means. No pasa nada si preguntamos.
There is no harm in asking.
Pretty good, Denise, you rock. No sirve de nada quejarse si no actuamos. This is another one and it's super common in English. Pay attention. It is no use. It is no use and then the verb with the ing. Okay? It is no use. It is no use. Did you understand this part, Denise?
Can I say it? It's no use?
Yes, of course. It's no use. It's no use. It is no use or it's no use. But remember, we don't use a preposition. We just have to add the verb with the ing. Okay?
Okay.
Next. No sirve de nada que aprendamos de reciclaje si en casa no separamos los desperdicios. Do you know? No sirve de
It's
nada.
no use learning
recycling
about recycling
if we don't
do it at home.
Separate.
Separate waste.
Separate waste. Waste viene a ser los desperdicios que hacemos en casa. Waste. Our waste. Nuestra basura, en otras palabras. Our waste. Todo lo que desechamos. At home. You got it, right? It is no use learning. No sirve de
Yes.
nada dormir si duermes solo 2 horas. Do you know?
It's no use sleeping if you only sleep 2 hours.
Perfect. Or, this is another way. There is no point in another one. You can say there is no point in sleeping, or it's no use
Use
sleeping. It's no use sleeping if you sleep just 2 hours. Or there is no point. No tiene sentido, no hay punto. There's no point in. ¿Te acuerdas? Anteriormente vimos qué palabra usa al in como preposición también. ¿Te acuerdas? Do you remember? In.
There is no harm in.
There is no harm. There is no harm in. So remember, there is no harm in, there is no point in, it is no use sleeping. Okay? You got it this part? Yeah? Of course, otra vez.
Yes.
Voy a ver. No viene de sorpresa o no me sorprende. Do you remember?
It is no wonder that
It is no wonder that, or
it comes as no surprise that
it comes as no surprise that, or it comes as no surprise to
me.
To me that. Pretty good, pretty good. Next. Las elecciones, this is the last one, nos quedan 5. Las elecciones no harán ninguna diferencia en un país tan pobre, o sea que no habrá ningún cambio. Do you know? Make no difference. Okay, Denise, you got it? Make
Yes.
Make no difference. Okay, ¿cómo dirías? No sirve, mira, no sirve de nada que estudies. Eso no hará alguna diferencia. Quiere decir que no habrá ningún cambio, ¿cierto? How can you do that in English? How can you say it?
There is no point in studying that
There's no point in studying.
Make no difference.
That will,
won't.
or that won't, no, won't. That will make no
difference.
No difference. Remember que si tú usas el want,
to negative is
one
positive.
positive. You say want, you can say won't make any differences. Okay, you got it? You have to use the plural, you have to use any, and you have to use won't, will, no. Okay? You got this part, Denise?
Okay, it's the same, no?
It's
it
the
will
same.
Make no difference and won't make any difference.
Won't make any differences, of course. It's the same, but this is more common because we use no. Yep.
Yes.
Yes. One more time. No hay daño en hacer algo. Do you remember?
It is no harm in.
It is no harm. It is no harm.
And there is no harm in doing.
There is no harm in doing something. Después del escándalo, ella no tenía otra opción más que renunciar.
After the scandal, she had no option but to resign.
Option or otra forma en lugar de decir option. Start with C.
I have no memory.
You have no memory. Okay, you say choice. Choice. Okay? Choice.
Okay.
Choice. Pretty good. No hay ninguna diferencia con que tomes el examen en junio o no. No hay ninguna diferencia.
There is no difference.
There is no difference. Ok, there is no difference también está genial. Or it makes no difference. Recuerda que si tú quieres
Difference.
decir, ok, si quieres decir no hay ninguna diferencia sería there is no no
Any?
difference. There is no difference. No, está bien, there is no difference. Pero si quieres dice no hace ninguna diferencia sería it makes no. Pero en realidad esto significa lo mismo, o no, Denise, tell me.
The same.
It's the same. So you can say there is
Yes.
no different or it makes no different. Did
But
you
the common is to say it makes no
No,
difference.
no, no. Both are common. Both are common. You can use whatever you want. They are the same. Okay? They are the same. You can use whatever you want. Okay?
Okay.
Yes. Because you are using no. No difference, yeah. When you use no, yes, it's super common. There is no difference. It makes no difference. It's the same. You can use whatever you want. It doesn't matter. No problem. No BGs. Okay? You got this part?
Yes, got it.
No sirve de nada quejarse si no actuamos. You remember this one? Two ways.
It's use.
It's use.
It's not use.
It's not. It's no. It's no use.
It's no use. Complaining
Complaining
if we don't act.
if we don't act. No sirve de nada que aprendamos de reciclaje si en casa no separamos los desperdicios.
It's no use learning about recycling.
Recycling
If at home
at
we
home.
don't separate the waste.
We don't separate the waste. Okay? Or you don't want to say it's no use. There is another structure. Do you remember? There.
And there is no point
There is no point
in
in
learning
about recycling. That's perfect. And the last one. This is the last word that we learned today. Arrepentirse en absoluto. You say to have or to has, in this case politician, can be he or can be she, regrets about something. About. Okay, Denise? Yeah.
Okay.
Regrets about. For example, how do you say? No me arrepiento para nada de dormir. You can say?
I have no regret.
I have no
About
regrets
sleeping.
about sleeping. About sleeping. Okay? No me arrepiento para nada en comerme el pollito a la brasa. I
have no regrets about eating pollo a la brasa.
the grilled chicken o pollo a la brasa. Okay? So we have 1 minute. We have 1 minute. No sirve de nada dormir si duermes solo 2 horas. It's no use. It's no use.
Sleeping if you sleep just 2 hours.
Just 2 hours. No nos
Can I say only?
Yes, of course. You can say
Okay.
only. No nos arrepentimos en lo absoluto de comprar ese apartamento.
We don't have any
have.
regrets.
We don't have any regrets. Okay, we don't have any regrets. What preposition do we use? About
buying that apartment.
that apartment, or we have no regrets, or we don't have any regrets. You get this part, Dennis, right? Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect. Okay, and we're gonna stop here because the 30 minutes is over. We have to continue with our speaking session. And remember, Denise, you have to include these structures, okay?
Yes.
Okay, 1 second. It is in community, this is level B2, palm here. 1 second is loading. Yep. I will share the screen, just give me a second. And it's here right now. Go, 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 go. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Let's go. Okay. Denise, please. Where did you go on your last holiday? Do you remember?
Holiday. I went to Brazil.
You went to Brazil. Okay, but you can say, for example,
Uh,
more information. Give me more information to check your pronunciation and grammar.
Before the pandemic, I went to Brazil to go a dentistry meeting there. I um, I went with my family, my husband and my child. Um, we spent about 2 weeks,
Okay.
2 weeks there, and I learned some Portuguese.
Yeah, nice. Look at this expression, Denise. To soak up the atmosphere. What do you think it means, Denise? Do you know? Any ideas?
Uh, para comenzar a decir algo, para ampliar la atmósfera.
When you enjoy, when you enjoy something, okay? Because you think this is amazing. You soak up the atmosphere. Cuando disfrutas algo muchísimo, puedes decir soak up the atmosphere. ¿Ok? Soak up the atmosphere. Imagínate que vas a una fiesta y te gusta mucho la fiesta. You can say, well, yesterday I went to a party and I soaked up the atmosphere. Did you understand, Denise? Yeah. Hello? Now I can listen to you. Next question.
Como la pasamos bien es
Yes, como que lo disfrutas
soak up
muchísimo.
that
Soak
atmosphere.
up the atmosphere. The atmosphere.
Atmosphere.
Yes. What is your ideal holiday destination?
Mm, I would like to travel to China.
You would like to travel to China.
Mm, I want to see the Great Wall. I want to walk all the Great Wall.
Oh, nice.
Um, I would like to learn about their culture and eat some traditional foods there.
And it's traditional food. Okay, nice. Nice. Next question. Describe someone in your family.
Mm, well, my child, he's 3 years old and he's small and thin. And about the physique or the personality.
Personality, the physical appearance, whatever.
Well, he's a little mischievous and, and learn faster than me.
He
he
learns faster than you.
he knows a lot of words in English, such as fruits and vegetables.
Okay, good. Thank you. Two more questions. What is your favorite possession?
Mm, iron, like
Yes, of course. For example, my bracelet here. You cannot see that because Okay, or
Well,
your cell phone.
I like my piano
Your
because
piano.
I like playing when I got stressed.
Mm-hmm. When you
So
got stressed.
it cost me a leg and an arm.
It costs you an arm and a leg.
So I try to take advantage of that island.
You have to take advantage of that. Perfect. You practice. Tell me about your perfect day.
I'm in perfect day. Um, well, if I have to think, um, I would say the first hours with my child playing and um, laughing about all the games that we can do, and then a free time for me playing my piano. Um, mm, well, if my grandmother would be alive,
Mm-hmm.
it would be great.
It would be great. Okay, well, I was analyzing your answers, Denise. I was checking the use of some vocabulary, some grammar, and I'm gonna give you an structure that I want you to follow all the time that I ask you a question. Te voy a dar una estructura que vas a seguir siempre que te haga una pregunta. Carlos, what is the purpose? De que interiorices la gramática y que te fluya de la nada. Por ejemplo, tú me preguntas algo y yo no voy a pensar en la respuesta, sino que mi cerebro automáticamente lo dice, ¿no? Well, the first idea that pops into my head is the fact that. Y estoy pensando recién en qué responderte, pero ya estoy ganando tiempo.
uh,
¿Ok?
I
Cosa
have no hesitation in saying
in
that.
saying that. Or, yeah,
You
something
told me
like that.
that.
I told you that. I'm gonna give you some expressions and I want you to use for the next questions, okay? Next. Imagine, Denise, that somebody asks you a difficult question like, what is your favorite food? Okay, what is your favorite food? You can start. You can start by saying or well, well, you know.
Oh, let me think for a while.
Okay, 1 second. You say well, or then you can say wow. That's ah, that's a
Tricky
tricky.
question.
Well, that's a tricky question. Instead of saying, instead of saying, I don't know, you can say you, you know. En lugar de decir I don't know, mejor di you, you know. Okay, so you can say that's a tricky question, you know, or you can say well, maybe the question, for example, if you won the lottery, you would like to travel to. Si ganaste la lotería, ¿te gustaría ganar? ¿Te gustaría viajar a? You can say, I've never thought about that before. ¿Ok? Son expresiones que salen de la nada los nativos. Como, that's a tricky question. Es una pregunta difícil. Nunca he pensado sobre eso, ¿ah? I've never thought about that before. Can you read it?
That's a tricky question. I've never thought about that before.
Más rápido, porque ellos no dicen I've never thought about that before. A ver tú.
I've never thought about that before.
Ok, despacio, mira. I've, repeat,
I've
never
I've never
thought about, thought about,
thought about
thought,
thought about
thought about
thought thought about.
that,
It's a schwa.
the schwa,
But
thought about that
okay.
before. Thought about
Thought
that
about that. Thought about it before.
before. So, well, I've never thought about that before. A ver tú.
Uh, I've never thought about that before.
Perfect. Ahora como gringa, ¿no? Well, I've never thought about that before. Puedes agregarle tu Okay? Okay?
Mm,
Mm,
thought about is thought
nun,
about
thought es
that
pensó, he pensado.
or that. No,
Okay.
the
Pronunciation.
pronunciation.
You say
Thought,
thought
thought
about.
about, thought about.
Yeah, es tipo una E, pero muy chiquitita, una E bien pequeñita, mira.
Mm-hmm.
Thought about. R, r,
Thought
r, r.
about, thought about
That
uh,
before.
that before.
Yes.
Okay.
A ver, de nuevo, dilo.
I've never thought about that before.
Yes, como que haces una pausa en el that para dar énfasis. I've never thought about that before.
Mm,
Okay? Then we can use structures like this. Focus on this. De repente, hay una pregunta. No sé si tú en español has dicho, lo que más me llama la atención de esta pregunta.
it strikes me the most.
O what strikes me about, you can say that
This
question
question.
or the picture, maybe an image. What strikes me about something. Okay? What strikes me about something. You get this part? Lo que más me llama la atención. Puedes decir, yo te pregunto, ¿cuál es tu comida favorita? I've never thought about that before. What strikes me about this question? ¿Te das cuenta? You get this?
Yes.
You can use is the fact that. Is the fact that. Is the fact that. You get it?
Yes. The fact that.
Is the fact that. Is the fact that. Or you can say, I've never thought about that before. And the first idea that pops
into
my head. Lo primero que se me viene a la mente is the fact that.
Can I say the first idea that comes in my
comes
mind?
to my mind. That comes to my mind is the fact that. Okay? What comes to my mind? You can say what comes to my mind. You can say what comes to my mind. You get this part? You get this?
Yes.
So you can say,
yes.
Well, that's a tricky question. I've never thought about that before. Another one, another native expression would never. You say, I've never given too much thought. I've never given too much thought. No le pensaba mucho. I've never given too much thought. That's another native expression that we can use. You got it?
Yes.
And of course, you can use like feelers. Okay? Like, let me think for a while. Let me think for a while. Remember, all the time you need to be polite. So you say, please. Let me think for a while, please. You can say, wait for a mo. Well, it's okay. Wait for a mo. Wait for a mo. Wait for a mo. ¿Qué es? Espera un momento. Wait for a mo. Okay? Wait for a sec. It is like wait for a second, but they prefer to say wait for a sec. Okay?
Yes.
You can say, that's a tricky question. You know?
Can I say, is it okay if I say I have to do a lot of thinking to answer that?
I have to do a lot of them, but this is the worthy. No es muy común decirle, what do you say? I have a lot of time thinking. Yeah.
Tengo que pensarlo.
Tengo que pensarlo.
Tengo que pensar para decirte que.
Lo más natural
Para
es.
responderte.
Let me think for a while in order to answer the question. Yes, es no muy común la expresión que me has dicho. Estas son las que más se usan cuando hablan los nativos, ¿no? Well, I've never given too much thought. I've never thought about that before. That's a tricky question. Yep.
Okay.
And then these gap fillers. When you don't know the answer, you can use that. Okay? So after is the fact that you can use or you can give the reasons. Okay? And this is what I want to share with you today. Do you have any questions about this part?
No.
No, right? So,
No.
well, I shared a presentation in the morning. Do you have it?
Where?
In the WhatsApp.
Because I have a lot of
Okay,
information.
this presentation. Oh my goodness, this one. Can you see it? It says vocabulary.
Yes, yes. Learn
Yes.
for the English.
Yes, you have here. It is no use para que repases. Te he preparado los resumen de la clase de hoy. ¿Ok? Con algunos ejemplitos. Aquí está, de nada sirve, el by no means, el no me sorprende que, el no tengo opción más que, o no tengo de otra. ¿Ok? Lo más, acá también están las dos versiones. It comes as no surprise to me that. Para que lo puedas repasar. ¿Ok? You get this part?
Yes, yes.
Amazing. The second part is the topic. Okay, so after you learn this structure, well, I've never thought about that before. I've never given too much thought, you know? Then you have to use this presentation. You have it? Yeah. ¿También la tienes? Is in the last one. The last one es el último PDF que te envié. Presta atención. En esta parte que dice aquí que tengo que agregarle, mira que dice aquí, the reasons, las razones. Entonces aquí te he agregado una estructura para que la puedas añadir. ¿Cómo dar una respuesta más elaborada para un examen internacional o para practicar diariamente? ¿No? Por más que alguien te haga una pregunta sencilla, tú puedes responderla de manera sophisticated. ¿Ok? Sofisticada. Empezamos. Start with a noun or with a verb with ing. Then include expression would be considered. Then an adjective plus noun. Then of course, basically because or probably because and then a reason. But this is the whole reason. Okay? Okay? For example, which one is better? Buying a house or a car? You can say a house. This is a noun or a verb?
No.
A noun. So a house would be considered an outstanding. You use an adjective, outstanding. A noun, idea. Basically because. You got this part? A house would be considered an outstanding idea basically because you can live there and blah blah blah. You add more ideas. What about with a verb? You say buying a house would be considered an outstanding idea probably because in this case I don't want to use basically. I want to use probably. You can change. Okay? You can save a lot of money and blah blah blah. You got the structure?
Yes.
Amazing. Next. Another way to do that. Which one is better? Buying a house or a car? You can use an adequate decision or practical idea or option, whatever. A noun. Aquí incluyes un noun. A practical idea. Then you have to write might, comma. You can use no doubt or definitely, be, the verb be, and then you can use to, the infinitive plus the verb, or the verb be with ing. So you can say, for example, to buy a house or B. Buying a house. You got this part, Denise? Any questions up to this point?
No.
No, right? So, como puedes observar, puedes ir variando las estructuras para no sonar muy repetitivo y darle un grado más de dificultad a tu speech. You get it?
Yes. So I
Yes.
have to learn by heart.
Yes, you have to learn them by heart. Tienes que ir practicando todos los días esta estructura. Would be considered an adjective basically probably because. Tienes que practicarlo. ¿Ok? You get it?
Yes.
Por ejemplo, si tú me preguntas, mira, ¿cómo ya lo he interiorizado? Tú me preguntas, what is your favorite food? Yo empiezo, well. Aunque esa pregunta sea sencilla, yo para ganar tiempo y para practicar en tu caso diría, well, I've never thought about that before. You know. Then continúo. ¿Qué pasaba después? Do you remember?
Can I say this is a tricky question.
Yes,
I
this
would
is a tricky
say.
question. So you can say, that's a tricky question. The
That's
first
a tricky
idea.
question because I love all the fruits.
Yeah, because
But
I love all the fruit. Esa respuesta está muy bien, sí. Pero yo quiero que practiques más estructuras para que las interiorices. Dirías, that's a tricky question. The first idea that pops into my head is the fact that, que dijiste fruta, ¿cierto? Yes. Aquí
yes,
lo pones.
fruit.
Fruit would be considered. ¿Cómo serían consideradas las frutas?
Sweet
A,
and delicious.
a delicious, food. Basically because. ¿Y por qué? Basically because. Y dis tu razón,
They
¿no?
are
Because they
sweet.
are. O they're.
Sweet.
They're sweet. Pero te has dado cuenta que tu oración sencilla de, well, I like fruit because they are delicious, cambió, ¿no? A, that's a tricky question. You know, I've never thought about that before. The first idea that pops into my head is the fact that fruit would be considered an amazing food, basically because they are delicious. Mira toda la estructura que he creado para decirte que la fruta es deliciosa. You got it?
Yes.
Yes. Tienes que practicar estas estructuras más adelante. Siempre es la misma. Con que tú domines esta estructura de Denise es como que te estoy dando una buena arma. ¿Ok? Todas las preguntas te pregunto, hey, what is your favorite place? A place that you would like to visit. Un lugar que te gustaría visitar. That's a tricky question. What strikes me about this question is the fact that China would be considered an amazing place to visit basically because it has a great culture, it has delicious food. You see my point here, Denise? ¿Te has dado cuenta cómo le
Yes.
hago que más difícil que sea? Yes. Tienes que practicarla. Te he enviado el PDF. You have it? Yes.
Which one?
That's both of them. The vocabulary
Yes.
and the grammar.
I have it.
Yes,
I
you
have
have
it.
it. You have it. You have it. And in this case, or in this way, what I want you to do in the future is to include the expressions that you learned with me at the beginning of the lesson. ¿Te acuerdas de expresiones que has aprendido al inicio?
By no means, there is
By
no
no
harm.
means. There is no
It's no
harm.
use.
It's no use. ing.
There, ing.
There is no point.
There is no point.
There is no point in.
In.
Y estas estructuras que te he brindado, ¿dónde las crees tú que las puedes agregar? ¿En qué parte? ¿Dónde dice? Re and reason.
Reasons?
En tus razones. Te pregunto, por ejemplo, I don't know, which one is better? Or which one do you prefer? ¿Cuál prefieres? Mopping the house, trapear, or brushing the house, o barrer. I've never thought about that before. What strikes me this question is the fact that cleaning your house would be considered an amazing activity in your house basically because you know it is no use mopping your house if you don't brush first. De nada sirve que trapees tu casa primero si tú no va, la barres. Puedes incluir estas expresiones en tu speech que usas a diario, Denise. You get it? It is no
Yes.
use, there is no point. Y ya en el momento en que tú las domines, dependiendo de la conversación, vas a saber en qué momento podrías usarla. You get it? ¿Tienes alguna consulta sobre esta gramática que te he mostrado, esta estructura? It would be considered. Any questions? No.
No.
Aquí en lugar de would be, ¿qué otra palabrita podría seguir?
Might be.
Might be. Ya ves, tú solita vas creando tus estructuras. Might be another one.
Can be.
Could be. Can be. ¿Te das cuenta? Or debería ser
Should be.
considerado también. Should be considered. You
So
got...
must be. Can I say?
Debe ser, of course. Must be. You know, getting or getting the
Strong.
vaccine. Getting the vaccine, vacunarse, must be considered an adequate. An adequate, una adecuada. An adequate decision. Basically because the vaccines help us against the COVID-19. The COVID-19. Ok, entonces Denise, con esta estructura que te acabo de mostrar, tú puedes crear más, como puedes ver, ¿no? Must be, should be, might be, could be, can be, and reason. Lo que tienes que aprender ahora son adjetivos. Cuando domines cómo formular esta estructura mentalmente, vamos a tener que enfocarnos en adjetivos. Porque en razones estamos aprendiendo, y ya hemos visto, ¿no? El by no means, el there is no point in, el there is no harm in. What else? It is no wonder that.
It's not use.
It's no use. What else? It comes.
I have no regrets.
I have no regret. What is the preposition that goes after regret?
About.
About. Of course. Okay, Denise, you get it?
Yes.
Amazing. So, in this case, I want you to try to answer the question. Okay? Where do you like hanging out? Where do you like hanging out? Puedes guiarte mirando tus fotitos, pero trata de usar toda la estructura.
I don't have.
Ah, ¿no la
Only
tienes?
my mind.
Oh, you can take a
No, I
screenshot.
have it, but my cell phone is dead.
Ah, okay, your cell phone is dead. ¿Cómo empezaba siempre para ganar tiempo?
That's a tricky question. Let me think for a while. It might be considered a good idea to think about my home.
About your hand. For example, for you, what is hanging out? What does that mean?
Pasar el tiempo.
Salir con tus amigos. Hanging out.
Hang out.
Hanging out. O hang out. Hang out es salir. ¿Ok? Salir con amigos. Es como go out. Salir con amigos, irse a comer, pues ir a bailar, hang out. ¿Ok?
Pensé que era pasar el tiempo.
No, spend the time o kill the time es pasar el tiempo específicamente. Hang out incluye acciones como ir al cine, ir a bailar, todas esas acciones. ¿Ok? Utiliza la estructura. ¿Cómo sería?
Okay.
Hanging out.
It might be considered. Hanging out might be considered. A good idea when you are stressed.
A good idea when you are stressed. When you are
Stressful?
when you are stressed. Stressful es
You're
estresante.
stressed.
When you are
Mm.
stressed. Okay, so but where do you like to go? Pero dice, where do you like hanging out? ¿A
Uh,
dónde?
but if you ask me about a specifically place, I would say a good restaurant.
Okay, entonces you can say a restaurant would be considered a great place to hang out. Basically because you can eat, you can sing, you can spend time with your friends.
Mm,
¿Te has
makes
dado
sense.
cuenta? No te olvides que tienes que responder la pregunta. La pregunta es ¿dónde? De frente, restaurante. Y luego pego la estructura. Restaurant would be considered. ¿Cómo serían considerados los restaurantes? ¿Un buen lugar o un mal lugar? Un buen lugar. A great place. ¿Para qué? Tú, to hang out.
To
Y
eat.
luego de hang out, ¿qué seguía?
Basically,
Basically
because.
because or probably because. Okay? You got it?
Yes.
Ok, so el día de mañana, bueno, ya es mañana. Recuerda que tenemos clases a las 8:45. ¿Me confirmas si ingresas, ok? Vamos a hacer
Yeah.
el when, present simple, of course. Te voy a dejar 5 preguntas, esa va a ser tu actividad. Vas a tratar de responder las preguntas usando las estructuras, ¿ok? Cuando tengas tiempo,
Mm-hmm.
obviamente. ¿Ok? No importa que las estructuras, las respuestas sean no. Y si las preguntas, los adjetivos sean sencillos. Lo que quiero que practiques es la estructura en general. Cómo responder. Paso a paso. ¿Ok, Denise?
Mm, okay.